Hi, this is Joe again with another review. And with this time, just going to do a straight DVD review. And of course, as you can tell from behind me, I'm a big baseball fan and a big Mets fan. And so I'm going to do a video on what I consider to be the greatest game in New York Mets history. I know that on Facebook, those of you who follow me on Facebook, I have done a video, or not a video, a post on one of the main Mets fan sites, calling this the greatest Met game in the greatest game in Mets history. I know I got a little flack for it, but we're not that much flack for it, but a little bit. And because most people pick Game 6 of the '86 World Series as the greatest game in Mets history, which, I mean, these type of topics are always debatable, but the thing that ruins that game for me, and anyway, as a Mets fan, is of course, if you can see behind me, I have a picture way over my head of what makes that game famous, and it's the Buckner era. Because the Mets won that game, and of course the World Series on a wild pitch and era, so that's why it's kind of tainted to me. At least the end of that game is tainted because of this moment. But for a long time, for me, the greatest game in Mets history was Game 6 of the 1986 playoffs with the Astros. I'm not going to go into why, because the significance of that game is if the Mets had lost that game, the Mets would have lost the '86 pennant to Mike Scott and the Astros. Because Mike Scott was scheduled to pitch Game 7, so the Mets were pretty much forced to win Game 6 in the playoffs. Because that's the only time I can ever remember as not only a Mets fan, but as a baseball fan, that both teams had to win Game 6. Because the Astros had to win Game 6 to force Game 7 to stay alive. And the Mets had to win Game 6, otherwise they would lose the pennant the next night to Mike Scott. Because it was unhittable at that point in the season. So I'm going to call this the greatest, but I'm not going to call that the greatest game anymore. I used to. But this one I do. And that is the Johan Santana no-hitter, which happened on June 1st, 2012. So yes, it's going to be almost 3 years already. It's going to be almost 3 years since this no-hitter. And the curse of Nolan Ryan was broken because of this game. Now, the curse of Nolan Ryan was that 1970, or before the 1972 season, the New York Mets had traded Nolan Ryan to the Houston Astros for Jim Fregosi. And Nolan Ryan was a good pitcher, but he was so wild that the Mets didn't know what to do with the guy. So the Mets traded him to the Angels, and the Angels knew what to do with him. And he ended up winning 324 games, strike out 5,714 batters, and of course, those 7 no-hitters. 4 of them with the Angels in 3 years. And of course, Jim Fregosi became a bust in New York. And because after Ryan got traded, there was about 6 or 7 different Met pitchers that got traded and traded to other teams, and ended up throwing a no-hitter for other teams. But the Mets never got on a no-hitter. There was Tom Seaver got the most famous game was in 1969. And Tom Seaver was 2 outs away from not only a no-hitter but a perfect game, and Jimmy Qualls of the Cubs broke it up with 1 out in the 9th inning. A game in July, and then again I think in '75 he went into the 9th inning again, and I think the leadoff batter in the 9th inning got a hit and broke it up. So no other Met pitcher came into the 9th inning with a no-hitter. Several times the 7th and 8th innings of games. A few times I went to one of them. Rick Reed in 1998, pitching against in the very first game against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, as they were called at the time. He retired the first 20 batters in a row before Wade Boggs broke it up with a ground rule double. So that was the closest I ever got to see a no-hitter in person. But so when Johan Santana threw this no-hitter, I thought seriously there was a moment as a Mets fan. There was a moment that was never ever going to happen because of the curse of Nolan Ryan. Uh, that's why I call it the curse of no mind, because after that, no other Mets pitcher even came close to a no hitter. So Santana threw one, because the year before in 2011, Santana got a shoulder surgery and was out for the whole year, and he was limited to how many pitches he could throw. And on the night in this game, he was going to throw maybe 115 pitches at most. But since he was throwing a no hitter, they let them go, and he threw, of course, a no hitter with a couple of game-saving catches. Of course, for Cardinal fans out there, this game does have a little controversy to it. In the top of the sixth inning, former Met Carlos Beltran, may he burn in hell because he struck out to end the 2006 playoffs. He hit a line drive that went not only went over the third base bag, but also hit on the foul line behind third base. And the third base umpire, who was Adrian Hernandez, I think it was, called it a foul ball. We were on the various replays, and they zoomed in live on the spot where the ball hit, and you could see there was a black spot on that line, saying that the ball hit the line. It should have been ruled as a fair ball. But unfortunately, it was ruled as a foul ball, and good thing for Santana, it was ruled as a foul ball, and he was able to continue in the game and threw 134 pitches, most of his career, because I think he walked like 7 or 8 guys in that game. And he made history as the first and only Met to throw a no-hitter. And to me, when he got the last out, I was stunned. I didn't know how to react. And then my father was wondering how come I'm not screaming, so that Dad, I didn't know how to react because I thought this movie was never going to happen. And then after when the news finally sunk in, I said, did he really? He said to my father, did he really do it? And he said, yeah, he did it. And then he said, yeah, the curse of no line was finally broken. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that you do have the full complete game, not the full game coverage though, because the pre-game show and the post-game show were not in this thing. I mean, you do see the interview with Johan Santana right after the game, after he made the last out. As he struck out, for your trivia buffs out there, David Freese made the last out. He struck him out. And the good thing about this game is that you could hear the 2 different broadcasts of this game. You hear the TV broadcast plus the radio broadcast of the game, both in English and in Spanish, because the Mets have a Spanish announcers on radio who announce the games in Spanish, and you can hear all 3 different audio versions on this. And not too long after this game played, like maybe a couple of weeks later, they made a DVD of this, and I ran out and I got it. Because unfortunately, I did not see the game live because this was on cable. And since then, Channel 11, which is the Met game, about 20 Met games a year on regular television, they didn't play this game on regular television. And they felt they should have at the time, and they were at least that weekend. Should have broadcast this game live. But there's my one nitpick on this. And going back to when Beltran got that disputed hit that hit the ball that hit the foul line, the next day in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch they put no hit with an asterisk on the no hit because the Cardinals and the Cardinals fans felt they got hosed on that call. We were one of the local New York broadcasters who is not on TV anymore, called Len Berman, has his own website. He says, oh yeah, if you ever put an asterisk on a no-hitter because of this disputed call, why do you put an asterisk on every home run that Mark McGwire ever hit for the Cardinals? Which is true. And we said Tanner didn't cheat. It was because of the umpire's call they got the no-hitter one. So you're not going to put the blame on Santana because of it. But at least he was down on steroids like Mark McGwire when he hit all those home runs for the Cardinals. Why you put an asterisk on every home run record that Mark McGwire has while he played for the Cardinals? And the Cardinals fans then based it, emailed them like crazy because he made a complaint about that no-hitter. Well, that's the review of this DVD. And it is, for Met fans, it is every Met fan in the world should have this video on this DVD and then collection. At least that way you have a copy of the greatest, what I consider to be the greatest Met game in Met history, in my opinion. Now, that's my review of Johan Santana's no-hitter. Please click on the video, please read it. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video to your Facebook pages. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.